the month of May in Indianapolis is hands down the greatest month.
What we got going on?
Dude, the Indy 500. The Pacers were hot this year.
Yeah.
The Fever had like just gotten around, like get back and start things up again. Like it is just the greatest month. I was actually born in the country of Georgia. And
the country?
The country of Georgia.
Oh.
And my parents adopted me from Russia when I was 9 months old. Like I moved here when I was 9 months. My parents went to Russia for 3 weeks to an orphanage, found me, picked me out, and brought me home.
You were an orphan.
Little orphan Nate, dude. Come on. The Indy 500 will change your life.
Yeah.
Like you will see that and be like, oh my gosh. Like I was a different person after my first Indy 500. And I'm still trying to figure out how to correctly like explain that to people. Like besides the fact like you just have to be there to understand like that is America.
You ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Welcome back, everybody, to the FBA podcast, where we discuss foundation, business, and athletics. I'm your host. My name is Byron Jesu Hubbard II, and we are located right here at the 16 Tech Innovation Center in the beautiful city of Indianapolis, Indiana. And every guest I bring on is special. I say that every time, but y'all gonna know who this is. We have a creator, we have a local podcast host, we have a community builder, and you might know him as the voice of the Get In podcast. Nate Spangle.
What's up?
Thanks for being here, man.
Dude,
I appreciate you having me.
I'm pumped, bro. This is fun.
Yeah.
It was not too long ago. I feel like you were just kicking around the idea of getting this podcast going, and you were like doing your due diligence and everything. And here you are. Like, this is a pro setup. Look at this stuff.
Man.
Come on.
I appreciate it. Y'all listen, it's pro setup. Get on here.
Yes, sir.
But no, how does it feel to be on the other? Is this your first like podcast where it's not yours, or have you been on other ones before?
I've been on other podcasts before I hosted a podcast, and I haven't really done that many since we kind of like started to get some traction. So this will be fun. I haven't done it in a minute. I remember I had a few different talk tracks that I would go through like in a couple years ago, but this will be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. And I remember I actually sat in on one of your podcast recordings a few months ago with. Funny enough, he ended up being Brian Neal. He's the one that threw the flag for Spitgate at the Eagles game. I was like, is that Brian?
Brian, baby. Yeah. Blind Zebra. Come on.
Yeah,
Yeah, crazy. He's just like in the mix, like on the TV on Sundays. It's wild.
Yeah, no, but shout out Brian Neal. But no, really appreciate you being here, man. But the way I try to go about these conversations is I always allow space for the guests to kind of have the floor. So before we get into any questions, I really want to just hear your story and experience, man. Like born, raised here in the state of Indiana. I know that for sure.
Fun fact, not born.
Not born.
Not born.
Oh, geez. Here we go.
Yeah. Okay, so I always say, some people try to say like born and raised in Indiana. And I was like, oh, I'm never technically born. So
raised.
Raised. Literally if I'm 28 years old, 27 of my years. I was actually born in the country of Georgia.
The country?
The country of Georgia.
Oh.
And my parents adopted me from Russia when I was 9 months old.
What?
So I'd always say raised. Like I moved here when I was 9 months. My parents went to Russia for 3 weeks to an orphanage, found me, picked me out, and brought me home.
You were an orphan.
I was an orphan.
Wow.
Little orphan Nate, dude. Come on.
Do you know what the circumstances were around
I don't. I don't know anything really. There's one parent, a mother, on my birth certificate. But like I grew up, I was a baby, and I had known my entire life. I wasn't one of those like you turn 18 and all of a sudden you're adopted. It was like we celebrated it. Like every show and tell, I'd bring in my Russian nesting dolls or like pictures from the orphanage and stuff like that. So I never say I'm not born and raised, just raised. Wow. But it's funny that I am like one of the most Hoosiers.
Yeah, you're like you're probably like the most Hoosier guy.
Yeah,
like I know.
Right. But it's like I don't know, and that was like the start. I feel like my journey has just been hitting the lottery like 10 different times to get. I don't know. I would be 28 years old living in Russia. Like I don't know, probably like invading Ukraine or something. Like like that would be a really different lifestyle.
That's exactly what you would be doing.
Yeah,
wow.
I thought about, and so he puts it in perspective. Like, okay, I hit the lottery that I was sent to the right orphanage where the right parents were coming across to bring me to rural northern Indiana, and I just all along the journey, I've just gotten really, really lucky to be where we are today.
Yeah. That's amazing, man.
Yeah,
man. Keep going. Go
ahead. Grew up in the town of Bourbon. So that would be 1,600 people, 30 minutes south of South Bend. Like the best place to be from. I love it. Like it was so great growing up. Like I rode my bike everywhere, and I had, great friends. And we had to be creative. Like there wasn't a ton of stuff to do, so you had to be creative about what you were gonna do.
Right.
Like I just remember, like we would do all sorts of silly, stupid things that, like, not all of them are right for talking about on the podcast, but like you just had to be creative with what you're gonna do. What we did for fun, like we ramped a lot of things and built a lot of crazy contraptions, and it was great, so much fun. Then from there, I went to DePauw University, where I would say I was on the football team. I did not play football, but I was on the team.
Better than most people.
Yeah, right. Come on. Well, being good at a 1A high school versus being good at even a D3 university, like, is not even remotely close.
What positions did you play in high school?
So in high school, I was like the fullback, but I had better hands than the running back, like the halfback. So they would split me out when we went spread. But he was really fast. So like I would play fullback, and I would play the slot, and I would play outside linebacker, and I was on kickoff, and I was on kickoff return. I played a half a quarterback. Like we had 15 kids on our varsity roster. So you played everything. And it was so fun. But like there was multiple games.
You had 15.
We had 19 kids on the team, but 4 were like freshmen that could not play on varsity. So we had 15 that like got in the game.
Oh my God.
And, dude, I mean, there were multiple games. We were down like 40, 50, 60 points at halftime.
Oh, at half?
Yeah. But you talk about character. Like, imagine being the captain of that team. You walk into halftime.
And you were team captain?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Talk about this, dude. Okay. It's my junior year. I wasn't a captain junior year. You walk in to halftime of the New Prairie game. We're down 66-0.
At half.
And like,
how does that happen in a half?
Dude, they scored every play. Literally the opening kickoff
on defense.
Like it would be. It got to the point that they would run the ball down and go out of bounds, take 4 knees, give it the ball, we'd punt it away, and then they'd do it again.
Oh my God!
They could have scored. I'm not joking. They could have scored 200 points. Literally, thank goodness that coach was nice to us. But then it's also like so patronizing. They finally, by the fourth quarter, I think they put in the freshman, and we got some first downs. But I'm playing quarterback the second half of that game. I had never played quarterback before. Our starting quarterback gets hurt, so now we're down to 14 kids or whatever it is. And I'm like taking. They were sacking. I mean, our center was 165 pounds, soaking wet.
What?
Yeah.
What?
And this is like a 4A school, 5A school, 4A. 4 or 5A.
So you were 1A.
We're 1A. We're playing a 4A or 5A.
Who was it?
It was New Prairie.
Okay.
They went to the state title game the next year. They did not win. They got beat by New Pal, I believe. But like they're a good team.
New Pals.
Yeah, right. So it's like I'm literally taking the snap, and before I could turn around and hand the ball off, I'm getting the center on my Achilles tendons, and I'm like, I rushed for negative 17 yards on 0 design QB runs. You do the math on that. That was in the newspaper, dude. The news freaking paper. Saturday morning, you wake up, you go to the. I gotta hide my face around this place, dude. It was, but if I think of who I am today, I am like an endless optimist.
It worked out.
I still went into those games at halftime. I'm like, hey guys, we can do this.
They're like, shut up, Nate.
They're like, bro, we're getting beat by 66.
Shut up,
I'm like, crazier things have happened. Have crazier things happened than that, Nate? But dude, it was. I got to play. Like, and I think the other side of that is, so I'm like around a lot of prestigious Central Indiana teams, and there are kids that never get to play a snap of football, and they wouldn't change it. Like they love being on the team. I loved being on the team for Monon Bell victories. Yeah, like it was very fun. I can't imagine. But like, and yeah, I mean, like it was fun to like hang out and party with your friends and stuff afterwards. But like the actual game, like I would rather play every snap. Like if you like to play the game, like playing the game was fun. Even if we were getting killed, like. You had to get a clean slate. Every down, it was like, hey, we're just trying to get 10 yards here. We're just trying to get a positive. It's like the little Giants. Like, we got a yard. But it was great, dude. I did that. And then by the time I got to be, I think it was like halfway through my junior year, I had always known. I knew from the first day I stepped foot on camp, first practice, I got sauced so bad. They moved me to corner.
This is at DePauw.
Yeah, at DePauw. They moved me to corner. This is just Nate being. I got a call from the coach over the summer, and he was like, "There's some openings at cornerback. We need some defensive back." And I was like, "Oh, anything you need, coach, I'm in. I'll do it." I was so slow, so uncoordinated, and that's like the easiest place to get exposed. Yes, like I could have hid the athletic deficiency a little bit longer at a different position. You can't hide it at corner.
At corner,
bro.
If you are not the I always get into this discussion of like ranking the difficulty of positions in football in particular. Number one, quarterback, not even close, right? I put cornerback second, right below that.
Yeah.
Because if you don't do your job, it's a touchdown. If you're not getting good enough athlete, you're getting exposed the entire game.
But I would even say this, like, yeah, quarterback is the hardest.
Yes.
But I think you could hide probably a lot longer at quarterback. Like handing the ball off, like making some throws.
Okay.
Like you cannot hide. It was the first snap of my first ever college practice. I got put in a spin cycle, running and like mossed for a touchdown. Because it's like, if you are not fast and you are uncoordinated, I could not hide.
Yeah.
In interior linebacker, you can kind of hide a little bit. Like fullback, like,
Cornerback, you can't hide.
You can't hide.
You cannot hide.
I got exposed the first snap, one-on-one. It was a one-on-one route. Like, you're playing man coverage. I knew running back to the line to, like licking my wounds, that I would never – dude, I would never play. I knew the first down. Talk about so then I like went and I would like be in the mix on the front of some of the sprints and I would just try to do anything to like show that I was still like somewhat like an athlete, but like no, dude.
I deserve to be here.
Yeah, and then by the time I got to be a junior, like I had been jumped on the depth chart by everyone.
Yeah.
Like sophomores, freshmen. The water boy was ahead of me on the depth chart, dude. Come on. And I went to coach and I was like, dude, I love football. Like I want to be around the team. I want to, but like you and I both know that's not true. I'm never gonna play here, right? But I am like kind of decent. I'd been making videos. I'd done some like stuff for fun in the past.
What was your major at DePaul?
I was a communication major.
Okay.
But I had not done that at school really. I'd made like a rush video for our fraternity and some stuff like I enjoyed. I'm not really artistic from like I can't paint or sculpt or draw.
Same.
But like I could make a video and like look at the cuts and the music and stuff and be like, oh, this was like my creative outlet. And so I asked him, could I be the social media guy for the football team? He's like, yeah, absolutely. So I like would that season I still practiced, but at the end
I was gonna say, like, were you still playing?
I still had pads at that point, and then I would go get my camera at the end of practice and like get some footage and stuff, and then by the time I got to be actually I made a Monon Bell hype video that year, and he got 50,000 views on Twitter.
I think I know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh, dude, it was sick. It was so fun. This was like this would have been the Bell game in 2017, and I made this pump-up video. It was so cool. It went viral-ish for Indiana on Twitter.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm in. This rocks. So I did not get pads issued to me senior year. I was the full-on social media guy. I did interviews with the players and asked them things about themselves.
And they knew you.
And they knew me. And like at the time, like everyone wants to be famous, and I still didn't really know that well about what I was doing. Like I think that first video ended up getting taken down from Twitter because I used Welcome to the Jungle. And like you couldn't
like
use copyright because this was before like Reels and before they like figured out a licensing agreement, so you couldn't use music like that. But that was like I got me into D3 TV and working social media at DePaul, and I was like, oh, that's just fun. I like making videos. Who knew that 5 years later it would kind of come around full circle? No one. But I joined the Orr Fellowship program. I worked at Apex Benefits. We sold Anthem, United, Aetna, Cigna insurance. It was a great first job for me. Nothing but love for those people. It was, pretty structured, which was good. I'm kind of a free-spirited, creative type. So,
do you think the structure felt like limiting?
And
when you say structure, like what?
Like, I mean, when I first started, we still wore collars, and it was like at your desk at 8 and leave at 5.
Yeah.
This was like before COVID, no work from home stuff. I don't know if necessarily it was it was just good to, like, I think it's good to learn and spend time in uncomfortable situations with things that you're not good at.
Right.
Like, I was not a corporate guy. I'm not a corporate guy. But and that they were like 70, 80 people. Like it wasn't but it was the most corporate thing I'll probably ever do.
Yeah.
And so being in there and learning how to, we still had to, like, people were creating RFPs and like there was processes in HR and all this stuff, and it was a good experience to have. And like I wouldn't change it. Like it was a great 2 years. COVID happened in the middle of it, and like by the end, I was kind of like seeing that it probably wasn't like my long-term thing to be in the insurance. So I joined a startup, which is where I got into podcasting. Did that. I mean, we started a podcast in 2020.
What was the startup?
It was called Powder Keg.
Powder Keg.
Yeah, I was employee 6 at Powder Keg. It was a community for tech professionals based outside of Silicon Valley, and they're still rocking and rolling. Matt and Meg are doing great things, but that was where we started to get in podcast. And I got tapped as the voice of youth. So it was Christopher Day from Elevate, Toph.
Yeah.
It was Toph.
He was part of Powder Keg?
No, he was our co-host on it. So it was like an Elevate. Elevate was our sponsor for it.
Interesting.
So Elevate, Powder Keg, me. Well, I was part of Powder Keg. So Matt and I, Toph.
Wow.
So it was Toph brought the VC perspective, Matt brought the founder perspective, and I got to be the voice of youth.
Interesting.
And so I started putting out videos. After a year, it turns out like no one listens to podcasts. It's really freaking hard. So we were like spinning it down, all that jazz. I was like, it was the part of my job that I loved.
Yeah.
Like it was so great. And I was so sad that it was going to be done. And so I had started putting out extra videos. I'd started to build a little bit of a following.
So they were thinking of like getting rid of it because it wasn't getting any traction.
Get In was going to have to get out because we did not have any traction. And I was like,
so the Get In podcast originally started in the Powder Keg startup umbrella.
I had to acquire it from Powder Keg to get the rights.
Wow.
It was talk about an experience like you quit your job and then you're in the middle of acquiring a podcast and figuring it all out. And it was a blessing. Matt was awesome to me. Really, helped launch this thing that is now what I get to do for a living. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's where we are today, huh?
That's where today oh my gosh, we have.
So like starting from when you acquired the Get In podcast and Powder Keg, how did you, because we've had conversations off camera of like, it is really hard. And I'm experiencing that right now. It's really hard to get traction on the podcast. Like it's hard to get these fools to like sit down.
You.
It's hard to get them to sit down, much less for like, you post a clip. If you don't hook them in the first 3 seconds, on to the next,
yeah,
right?
Dude.
And you and I are sitting here, like,
and you have to, dude. Well, I think people see it now, and it's like it's working. It's worked really well, and like, is it right time, right place, right thing? Like, who knows?
Yeah.
What I do know is that I posted 112 videos before one got 10,000 views.
Yeah.
Like if you go way back in all my channels, like my TikTok, my this, that, like it was 112 of them, and no one. They were horrible. No one watched anything. I didn't know enough about but it's like the Mr. Beast thing. He's like, post 100 videos, and then maybe you'll start to know how to learn how to do this.
Yeah.
So like I just had to do it, and like they were brutal, but they got better, and now they're pretty good.
Yeah.
And every now and again we have a great one, and we're still learning. Like they say, like every 90 days you should look back and be like, oh gosh, like, I would never post that today.
Yeah.
Like you want to be constantly getting better and improving.
Yeah.
So we have 4 employees now. We have another 4 part-time employees. We get almost. This is the year. By 2026, we'll be getting 10 million views a month.
Wow. 10 million views a month. So that's across all social media platforms.
All social media platforms, like all views.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah, dude. So it's been crazy, like 10 million people. There's only 7 million people in the state of Indiana. But every month, more than that, like what we put out.
Wait, there's only 7 million people in the state of Indiana?
6 something.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Aren't there like
that's
3 million?
How many people are in the state of Indiana?
What up, Siri?
6.7. 6,785,000.
How many people are in the city of New York?
How many people are in the city of New York?
New York City. Jesus. New York City.
8.8.
Stop. There's more people in New York City than there are in the state of Indiana.
Have you spent much time in rural Indiana? I love it.
I have not.
There's a lot more corn than people there.
There is a lot more corn.
Come on.
We had an away game in northern Iowa a few weeks ago, and man, I thought Indy had corn. We don't know corn. We do not know not till you've been out to like the Iowa, Nebraska. You don't know what corn is.
Dude, if you get into northern Indiana where it's very gridded. Like it's mile country blocks. Dude, there's a lot of corn up there.
There's
but
a lot of corn up there.
I mean, people think we have cows too. Have you been to Nebraska?
I've not been.
Dude, I saw driving whatever that road is back to Indiana, through Nebraska. I saw there was one field. There had to be 3,000 cows.
3,000,
dude. It was the crazy. I was like, I was almost like swerved off the road. I was like, look at all those cows.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
I do that when I see 5. I'm like,
what's up, Moo?
What up? So you acquire Get In podcast from Powder Keg, and then you're grinding. Yeah, you told me that you were doing kind of like some hourly work for some other companies, like doing their social media and some of their marketing, to kind of pick things up. Where do you think for you it changed in terms of like you settled in on this is what I actually wanted to do, or did you decide that before you left Powder Keg and you required to get in podcasts?
I knew that like something in media was gonna make sense for me.
Yeah.
Just based on my personality, like I had tried like 10 different businesses. Like I knew I was gonna be some sort of entrepreneur. Like if you'd ask like all my friends, other people, like I was like constantly starting a new idea and stuff. And like, I mean, like not necessarily stopping it, but it just like, it was so hard. And I was like trying to figure it, but I was learning and I wasn't afraid to fail.
Yeah.
And entrepreneurship's really hard. And this had been the first time where people were asking me to make videos for them and they were wanting to pay me money to do this. Previously, it's like, you're just like selling stuff and it's so hard. And you're like, buy my thing, buy my this, buy my that. And they're like, no. But this time they're like, hey, come take our money and make this thing for us. And I was like, well, okay, I'll do that. I'm like, what should I charge? And so it was the first time it was like kind of pulling me into entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
And then throughout those first, let's say I quit in like, let's say June. So by the end of the year, I'd started putting up my show again. I kind of took a month to like acquire it and figure it out and find the right editor and stuff, put them in place. And probably by the end of the year, I realized like, okay, I don't just want to be a solo like podcaster.
Yeah.
I want to build a media company that helps promote the state of Indiana.
Yeah.
And so then we really like started to like, I paid someone to build the website and I had I had some partners in place and I started to get like some part-time help to create this whole thing.
Yeah.
And then really, I would say like spring of 2025, we launched Get Indiana, a really crisp site that has news and blog posts and all the like a road trip through Southern Indiana that you definitely haven't heard of, but it's spectacular. And just like we put out, oh man, like 7 to 10 different articles a week. We have like 4 part-time writers throughout the state. I think we this past month had 22,000 site visitors.
Wow.
So it's starting to get some traction. Like people are coming and wanting to learn about what's going on in Indiana.
Yeah. Where did the passion? Because one, I'm learning new things about you in this episode. So not technically born here, right?
Not technically.
But where did your love for Indiana come from? Because I'm born and raised here, like born and raised here, like raised here or whatever.
Yeah.
But I definitely didn't love Indiana growing up, especially when I got to Purdue and I met kids from Chicago and Miami. They're talking about all these different experiences that they had from being where they're from. I'm just like, yeah, I just went to school, went home, and did this, that, and the third. I've now started to grow to love the city. I really have. I've started to grow to love Indianapolis. I have to defend Indiana all the time, especially when I'm working with these kids that are from Illinois, they're from Chicago, they're from Arizona. They're like, oh, we got this. I'm like, I love Indiana and I don't care what you say about it.
Yeah.
So where did your passion to want to like have a platform that is specifically built to promote how great the state is? Where did that come from for you?
Yeah, and I would ask you to have some introspection. Like, has anything about Indiana changed since you there's been a little bit. But like, has the state changed, or have you changed and what you value changed?
I think both. I think I honestly didn't think about it that much as a kid, but anytime I thought about my future, it always seemed to be outside of Indiana. It always seemed to be like, if you want to grow, if you want to excel, if you want to do this, that, and the third, any celebrity, public figure, no one shouted Indiana or Indianapolis. They always shouted LA, Miami, San Francisco, San Diego, New York City, Chicago. Like, Indianapolis never got that love and attention from people that we were seeing, at least from when I was growing up. It was never a city that got any love. And I will say, like, downtown is not the same as it was 15 years ago. Like, my city, Westfield, Indiana, Hamilton County, not the same as it was 15 years ago. So what we are seeing is a lot of investment back into the city. And I'm sure you know exactly what this is, but brain drain, where we have, in the state of Indiana, we have Notre Dame, which honestly kind of dissociates themselves from the state of Indiana, at least I think. We have Notre Dame, we have Purdue, we have IU, we have Butler, we have Ball State. We have great.
You forgot one, buddy.
Oh, what freaking!
And go.
Oh, sorry,
Go
DePaul.
DePaul
Yeah,
Tigers.
sorry,
If you're gonna put Butler on there, come on.
whoa.
If you're gonna put Butler on there, we're gonna put DePaul on there.
Not the same. Anyways, but like the point being, we have all these phenomenal education institutions here, and 60% of the people that graduate leave.
Yeah, there's a deficiency. Yeah, between what we import at the start of their freshman year versus what we export as seniors.
Yeah. So what we are producing as a state, and academically, is being like someone else is benefiting from that. Like I know plenty of folks that I graduated with from Purdue that went out to San Francisco and got a tech job. Plenty of folks that graduated and went to Chicago and got a job in business or in sales. That went down to Miami or they're in New York doing banking. Like very few folks stayed. Like Indiana is grasping at the whim to keep those folks here. And I think what we're seeing now is those folks like myself and you, like putting back into the city and actually shouting it out and giving it some love.
Yeah, so there's a couple factors that I think play a part into this.
Let's hear it.
One is if I were to say, let's say put yourself in the average Hoosier, put yourself in the average Hoosier mindset. If I were to say, that is a nice shirt, what does the average Hoosier say?
Thanks.
And then what?
Shoot, I don't know.
Think about it. If I compliment, like if you're a true Midwesterner, if I compliment something on you, those are really nice shoes. What do you tell me?
I like your shirt too.
No, not quite.
What?
You say, thanks. It was 50% off at Kohl's. I got it off a homeless man outside the Goodwill. Right?
What?
Think of like you always downplay it. Like,
True.
You want to get the best discount. It is wrong for you as a person from Indiana, as a Hoosier, to have nice things. If you said, "Come on my shirt,"
I like your shirt.
Thanks, man. It was actually, I got it on sale. It was 80% off at Kohl's. Like, you won't believe it. And like, that's how many times you had that conversation?
Actually, quite a bit.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you compliment them, you say something nice about them, and like, it's almost like morally wrong that they would have something that's like, it's versus in LA, Thanks.
Yeah,
it was 10 bands.
I got it.
It was 10 bands.
I got it down the street.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's the difference. So if I'm a founder in LA, it is totally normal for me to get on there and say, I raised $10 million and I grew it to $1 billion in top line revenue and blah, blah. And like you would go on Instagram and say that about your company.
Yeah.
In Indiana, could you imagine? Could you imagine if Scott Dorsey got on there and talked about growing Exact Target like that? Like everyone in Indiana would be like, who the heck is this guy so full of himself? That's the problem. The way that Hoosiers talk about it, it's almost wrong for us to brag. So like the whole thing is like, say Westfield. It's like, well, you come in this mindset, it's not bad. Like, no shit. No one comes from around the country to go there. Not bad. I'm not going to fly in for not bad. I'm not going to drive 2 hours down the road for not bad. But because it almost feels wrong if you were to be like, yeah, I freaking love it here. This is great. This is great. This is great. Blah, blah, blah. Like, because you almost don't want to hype up things because you're so used to saying, I got it at a discount.
Yeah.
It was cheap. It was cheap. Like, no, I would not spend money frivolously, you know? So I think that's a big issue is how we talk about it. What's helped make my podcast work so well is that I'll bring you on and you'll talk about how you raised $10 million and I'll go, you raised $10 million for your startup? Holy, this guy is crazy. And I'll just hype them up. And I get to be there, like what the people on the coast are doing by looking into an Instagram, like looking at their phone and being like, want to know how to raise $10 million for your company, blah, blah, blah. And I'll just like, I'll do that for them. Like this guy did this crazy thing. And it's like, it's the most Indiana thing. Like, it's never about me. It's never about how great I am. Like, this is weird to be on this side.
Yeah.
But usually it's just like learning and uncovering these stories and then just like helping amplify that.
Yeah.
And so that's why I think like my love for Indiana strictly came out of making an impact. Like you could have put me anywhere, honestly. And I would have like found, I don't know if it would have been the same business or the same thing, but it would have been like helping, like growing where you're planting.
Yeah.
You're planted. Growing where you're planted. Right.
Yeah.
So I went from a small community to people call Greencastle a small town, and I was like, dude, we had a Walmart. That ain't small. Like, come on, come on, we got Walmart. That's not a small town. And then I came to Broad Ripple, came to Indianapolis, and at each of those stages, it's like getting involved and like doing stuff. And Indiana was perfect. Indianapolis was perfect because it's big enough that has a lot of opportunities, but small enough that I can still make an impact pretty quickly. Like I'm 5 years in. Like 5 years ago, I was. Well, I guess 6 years ago now. I'm 6 years in, and like 6 years ago, I was graduating from DePaul. Like, I was just like a young spry, know
Spry.
nothing. Yeah.
Young, spry, know nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I hear you. And it's interesting that you point that out because in the same way, like even though my response wasn't like exactly what you're looking for, I know exactly what you're talking about. Like the mindset where not like we downplay ourselves, but I think we
downplay.
We try to. I think it's more of like we think it's down to earth. When like the mindset when you're in like a New York or you're in like a LA, it's like, no, this is where I got this and I have the money and I did this and I did that. Like, it's very much like the pipe yourself up, which I think is partially a Midwestern thing. Like, I think you'll find the same exact thing in like Indiana, you'll find it in Wisconsin, you'll find it in Nebraska. Like, you'll find that same mindset.
Which is a reason why residents love living there so much.
Yeah.
Like, if you are that kind of person, you love living there. And there's a reason why visitors hate it so much. Because they've never heard anything great. Like, why are people, like, thinking about Miami? Because you've heard it in, like, 10 Drake songs.
Yeah.
And he talks about
Michael Bay movies,
10 bands,
Bad Boys,
like,
1, 2,
all the
3,
stuff.
and 4.
Yeah, right. And, like, it's always about, like, spending $100,000 on your car and your Lamborghini and this, that, and your chains and like the whole 9 yards. It's like, it's this whole thing that it's not like you want to get a discount. You want to spend the most amount of money.
Interesting.
You want to talk about how much money. Like, yeah, I had a table last night and it was $10,000. Like,
which to me, I'm
I
like,
say, YOLO.
why did you do that? I'm like, that wasn't. And you know what's funny? Like, part of like me growing up, the things that I noticed. You know, you think about stores like the Gucci store, the Balenciaga store, like all those different like luxury brands, right? Very few of them exist here in the state of Indiana because the people aren't who they're aiming for. They're aiming for those that are trying to put up that image in New York, in Miami, in LA, which is why their stores are planted there because they know that, like, especially like I'll use the hip hop industry, for example. Like, I don't know where you would find a place to get an iced out chain here in Indiana because, like, there's not the market for it here.
You'd be surprised.
Really?
In Hamilton County.
Hamilton County?
Bro, someone's icing out all the Colts. Someone's icing out all the Pacers.
Yeah.
But
you're right.
But
That's
here's the thing. It's like, but if you bought, let's say you bought a $5,000 handbag from wherever. Like, the difference is some mom in Carmel isn't going around being like, yeah, $5,000 for the bag.
Yeah, she's just walking around.
She's just walking around with it.
Yeah.
Because, like, that's what Hoosiers do. And if you compliment it, she might say thanks, and she might say, maybe it was on sale or something.
You know,
like, I don't
actually like that.
But it's,
we just walk around with it. I don't
Yeah,
got to tell you I got it. I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's the whole thing. But when it comes to, like, advocating for our place, advocating for the state, you do got to tell people that you got it. Like, Indiana is beautiful. There is cool stuff happening, and anyone who disagrees with me has not actually gone out and done it. Anyone who says there's nothing to do here, it's boring, has not gotten their ass off the couch and gone out and done anything.
Yeah.
Because, like, I have, for the last 18 months, I could do something every week. I do something most weekends.
Yeah.
This past weekend, I went to South Bend on Thursday.
Nice.
South Bend Friday. Woke up in South Bend Saturday. Went to the Fuel game. No, went to the 11 game on Saturday night. Went to a new bar downtown. Woke up. Went to the Fever game for the semifinals. Like, that's in the same state. I was like all over doing stuff. Like, there's plenty of stuff happening.
Yeah.
You just have to get off the couch and go do it.
Get off the couch and go do it. And I got a friend. I'll cut this out. But he's from Texas. He's like, ain't nothing to do in Indiana. I'm like, bro, look around. Just walk around for a bit.
This is why the movement we're trying to start is working. In Colorado, it's easy.
Yeah.
You say you're chilling in Denver. You look up in the sky. You see a massive mountain. You're like, that's what I do.
Yeah.
You're on the beach somewhere. You're on like a coastal place. You look out. You see an ocean. You're like, that's what I'm supposed to do. Granted, it's not easy.
Yeah.
You can sit in your couch and you can look out your window and you might not see what I'm immediately supposed to do. That doesn't mean it's not out there. You just have to be a self-starter.
Interesting.
And like, or like, I put out stuff every single week. We have a newsletter that has like 50 different events happening in every little quadrant throughout the state. It's like, there are tons of things going on. Like, let us be your guide. We'll get you off the couch.
Yeah.
Like, you have to just be a little bit of a self-starter.
Yeah. No, I actually, funny enough, in this conversation, I like the mindset of like, Indiana, we got it. We just don't got it. I'm just not telling you about it. And that has consequences. You know, the consequence is like, you're not going to be seen as cities like LA, Miami, Chicago, New York City, because you don't talk about it, right? That doesn't mean you don't got it, but if you don't let people know that this exists, they're not going to believe you. Like they're not going to think it's there. They're not going to think there's this, that, and the third to do in the state of Indiana, much less, Indianapolis. But like, if you don't tell anybody, like they're not going to know.
Yeah. And it's like, think about Nashville. Like 20 years ago, country music was not cool.
Yeah.
Then you spend so much time, you like own country music, like Music City created. Like they didn't say Country Music City, but we know it's Country Music City. And then you start talking about how much cool stuff is going on. Like, whatever it might be, they have the local bars where people stand up and all of a sudden it's like, oh my gosh, Dolly Parton was just doing a pop-up show. Like that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it's like, they just have to start talking about that and now the world's caught on.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. Like, I think racing's pretty cool. Like pretty badass.
Awesome.
Like there's a lot of cool, but like we don't talk about how cool the Indy 500, like the Indy 500 will change your life.
Yeah.
Like you will see that and be like, oh my gosh. Like I was a different person after my first Indy 500. And I'm still trying to figure out how to correctly like explain that to people. Like besides the fact that like you just have to be there to understand like that is America.
Yeah.
In one geographic location, if you want to see America, you want to see the ultra wealthy and you want to see blue jeans and like you want to see like gritty homegrown Americans, that is where it's at. At the Indy 500, you will see small microcosms of the entire United States, and it's amazing. And everyone is just there watching cars like go faster than your mind can even comprehend. It's crazy.
Yeah. Now, going off that, one of your first viral videos was it you getting like the first like RV spot?
The first tailgate spot.
Yeah, you got the first tailgate spot.
It was, I'm on a mission to be the first truck in the infield of the Indianapolis 500, and I'm going to host the only all Indiana tailgate.
Tell me about that.
So I had like I had enough followers to think I was cool. And so I was like, we should do something big for Indy 500. My buddy Andrew, my buddy Austin, and I had always talked about, one day we should just buy like a $500 truck off Facebook Marketplace and then not register it and just leave it in the infield. Say like, Doug, you and your team can have the car. And we were talking, we should do that. That would be so, like, because it gets destroyed. Like the infield turn 3 is gritty. And so
why is turn 3 like the turn to be at?
Well, it depends on what you like. If you like the party, like that's where the party. It's just like people have just over the years passed down that turn 3. I think it was since they brought the snake pit back too. Yeah. Turn 3 just kind of became the party turn for the Indy 500. And like then there's like other turns that are more family oriented or more like each turn is a little bit different, but turn 3 is where the party is. And so I was like, we should do something big. Like, let's do this. And I was like, okay, worst case scenario, I'll spend, I don't know, a couple $1,000, maybe like $1,000, and just like make burgers and dogs for people and like host this all Indiana tailgate. But I think I had a hunch that I could get a few sponsors on board to like give me some free stuff to hand out for free. Like I wasn't selling tickets or anything. I was just going to give it away for free. So I posted that video. I'm on a mission to be the first truck in the infield of the Indianapolis 500. It was actually filmed right out here.
Really?
I was literally, it came to me. So we had these conversations about leaving a car in the infield. Then I was driving to work and it was like March. And I was like, I got to do something. And I was walking, I parked my car. I was walking in and I was like, I'm just going to do this. I was outside and I had to make a few paces because I messed up a few times. And I was just walking. I said, I'm on a mission to be the first truck in the infield of the Indianapolis 500. And I'm going to throw the only all Indiana tailgate. And then I said, this is what I need from you. Let me know your favorite brands. Tag them in the comments. And at the time, it like went pretty viral. Like over 50,000 views. There was like 120 brands tagged maybe.
Wow.
And they started reaching out to me like, we want to be a part of this. We want to be a part of this. We want to be a part of this. And so then I realized I had to buy a truck. Realized I had to do all these things. But then I documented the process.
So you got all these people that want to be a part of it and you haven't bought anything. You haven't bought anything.
No, but like I knew that if I put it out there that it would like kick my ass into gear to get it done.
Yeah.
So like, okay, it's March. I have roughly... by the time that we kind of got things settled, we had like 6 weeks with the truck itself. So I bought this 1986 Dodge pickup truck with utility bed. It's like, it's the rig. It literally has like a brand of its own. And I had to like clean it and flip it. And I documented the process, and people loved it. People still love it. Like, we've done it 2 years in a row now. We got a bunch of different brands to be a part of it. Like, our baked goods, our meat, our beer, all the alcohol, everything was from Indiana.
Wow.
And like, I don't know, 400 people showed up year one.
400 folks?
Just like showed up and got free stuff.
Wow.
And then it really launched me. Like, I made 10 grand through sponsorship for that. So I made 10 grand. I gained 15,000 followers. We got almost 1 million views on the content. And it was like, okay, we're off to the races. I quit my job and I said, let's go all in on this.
And so you had quit Apex, or you quit Powder Keg?
I quit Powder Keg right after the Indy 500.
Wow.
I made 10 grand. I was like, if I can make 10 grand throwing a tailgate, like I can figure this thing out. And then I just went all in.
Yeah. Speak to taking a chance. Because that, like, you said you were driving, you said, I got to do something. And I think that is something, like, I struggle with that. Of like, I get an idea, and I heard the statistic that creators, CEOs, executives, whatever, that act on an idea 48 hours afterwards, or like if they do it within the first 48 hours, then the idea is a higher likelihood of actually panning out. So speak to, like, the idea hits you and you just acted.
I am like learn by doing. I do almost like a detrimental lack of research. I'm just like, I'll figure it out. And then it always ends up being probably more complicated, but it's like, I kind of like weigh it and like, what's the worst thing that would happen?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, worst case scenario, I put this video out, no one looks at it, and I throw a tailgate for me and 26 of my friends. I'm still doing what I said I was going to do. I'm hosting an all Indiana tailgate. You're more than welcome to come and get a burger, like, blah, blah, blah. Like, and I'll be out $500 or whatever.
Yeah.
Easy money. And I said, but what if it works? And I just like, I'll just think of an idea and do it. And I can't, I'm not afraid to fail. I just don't really care, you know, like looking stupid. I look stupid every day. I like stuff myself with 4 tenderloins. I like will be out. My brain stopped working there for a second. Like, you're out in public and you're recording a video. It's never not awkward. No matter how many followers you have, it's always awkward. But it's like, at this point, I'm just whatever. Like, I'm already like not afraid to fail anyway. So cool. I'll just be the person out in public doing it. And so I put a ton of stuff out there, and some of it doesn't work and some of it does. And at the end of the day, like, I learn from what doesn't and lean into what does.
Yeah. Do you think part of that comes from you being the team captain of a high school football team that was getting beat like 60-0 at half, of like not being afraid to fail, not caring how you look, embracing the awkward and just taking chances? Do you think that's part of it too? Because like that was like, because high school football for me, like, still, like, I understand how it impacted me as an adult. So 4 years of going through that, like, I was actually going to ask, like, did y'all win a game?
6 games, 4 years.
Look at that, 6 games.
So we went 1-9, 1-9, 1-9, 3-6.
Oh, senior year. Okay.
Or I guess maybe 3-7 when we lost in sectionals. So everybody 10 games, something like that. Yeah.
That's a great year.
Yeah, we tripled. We literally.
You tripled your win.
Yeah, it was great, dude.
Yeah. But do you think part of that fearlessness to just dive in and figure it out, and you said like almost a detrimental amount of research, which I cannot do, but do you think part of that comes from how your football team did in high school? Well,
so I was also a wrestler. And I think some of the optimism, a lot of it comes from football. So my wrestling coaches, a lot of them were also my football coaches. So like it mixed, and I was way better at wrestling. Like I was actually good. I would say that. Yeah, and that's why I coach today. I'm the head coach at Chittard.
You did tell me that. I remember.
Yeah. So like I think a lot of what I have today comes from wrestling, because it's like you're one-on-one. You can't make excuses. You just have to. It's like you either did it or you didn't do it.
Yeah.
You either won or you lost. Like you're either better or you're worse.
Yeah.
And so I think a lot of like just running in there. It's like, you know, if you get beat, you just got to own it. Like, if you put something out there and you go out there and get your butt kicked, it's like, cool. You can cry and sulk and quit and be a huge baby. Or you can just, like, learn from it and get better from it. And, like, that's how I kind of view a lot of life is it's just me and whatever it is over there. And we're going to go toe-to-toe. And if you win this one, you're not going to win the next one.
Yeah.
I think just sports in general, like I'm pretty competitive, but not to like the point where I want you to lose for me to win. Like I think, especially in like the space that we're in, like I love it when there's another creator in Indiana that drops a fire video. Not because like I don't want any of them to not drop good. If my true mission at my core is, I want Indiana, like I want people to love it here. I want to promote the state of Indiana.
Yeah.
Cool. It doesn't have to be me that makes the only viral videos, but you bet your ass if someone out there makes one that's great, like I'm going to go back in my lab and figure out what I can do to make a great one too. Cuz I do want to be the best.
Yeah.
Like but I don't want it to be at the sake of like, oh, I hope everyone else puts out crap.
Yeah.
Like no. Put out your best thing, and I'll figure out how to make my best thing better than your best thing.
Yeah.
And I love it. Like it's fun. I think the competition aspect, the ownership aspect. I think I just over the last 5 years too, like from sports leading that into the real world. Like I got into running, then like an ultra marathon and a full Ironman. Just like pain and suffering. Yeah, I love it.
Why did you do that?
Because I love pain and suffering. So I wanted to see if I could. Literally, I wanted to see if I could. Like I don't know. It's hard, and I'm like, oh. Well,
Was it a half or full?
full?
Oh my God.
So it was like 14, 13 hours, something like that. But I was like, oh, there's another human being, a normal, like, again, there's one thing of like qualifying for the Olympics and like doing what Cole Hocker does.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many pro athletes, like what your sister's going to do.
Dude.
Like, that's another level.
Out there pushing sleds on ice. Go
Yeah,
Karen.
come
Go
on.
Karen.
Come on. But then there's like, there's other piece of like, oh, there's normal people out there that have done something. Like, I would never be the one that's like, oh, I could never. Like, I would never say, I could never do that. Like, that could never be me.
Yeah.
So, no. If there's a normal person out there that's done this, like, I could do that. Like, I just have to, like, put some thought and some effort into it. Like, right now we're training. We're going to run across Zion National Park. Zion National Park out in Utah.
Oh, I was going to say here?
No. Zion is like a very famous national park out west. It's 37 miles with 7,000 feet of elevation. But it's like I've seen someone do it. And I'm like, oh, if a normal person can do it, I can do it. So we're going to go out there and me and some of the boys are going to trek through that. So I like to do stuff that's uncommon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to document it?
I don't know. Sometimes it's good to get off the grid. We'll do something, but probably not like maybe it's like once an hour we take like a 3-second video or something.
Yeah.
I think that could be interesting.
Yeah. Speak to, because it sounds like that Indy 500 video launch that you did was kind of like the changing point in terms of the trajectory of your media company, the podcast, and everything. How do you balance, and this is also kind of like a personal question, balance like I'm growing my Instagram, growing on TikTok, growing on Facebook, and then growing like the actual podcast itself. Like, because you could just stop and do only short form content, right? So, like, where does your passion lie? Do you feel like your passion lies in the short form and the like? What does the podcasting part allow you to do that's different from the short term content?
Yeah, that's a great question. I just like having conversations.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we would probably go more viral often if all we did was just sit there every day and try to think of 90-second video concepts.
Yeah.
But there is a piece of, like, rewarding your most avid fan base with, like, an in-depth conversation. And, like, that's what's wrong with the news today is that you only get 20 seconds about every major thing. And it's like, death, baby kitty rescued from a tree, death. It's like, okay, I watched the news for 20 minutes and now I like have
I don't watch the news.
Pessimistic view. Yeah. So my thought was like, could I highlight your sister's story of going to try to be on the Bobs in 90 seconds?
Hell no, not in 90 seconds.
Could you highlight it though? Yeah.
Highlight it, yeah.
I could get more people aware that she is doing this thing.
Yeah.
You could highlight it, which is what the news does.
Yeah.
It's like, and then on the east side of Indianapolis, like blah, 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 there was a car pulled over for speeding. And then up in northern Indiana, someone got busted for drugs and blah, blah, blah. Like, we can highlight those really easily. Can you have could we really tell the story in 90 seconds? Could you learn about her multi-state medals, being competitive, like her health issues as she was going into college that brought her away from sport, and then her re-entrance back in? Like, no, you can't tell that in 90 seconds.
Yeah.
But I could highlight it. Like, more people could know if all I did was 90-second videos.
Yeah.
But, like, is that what this is about? Just, like, surface-level views? Or is it about telling stories?
Yeah.
Like, every week, 3 episodes a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, hour long, we're having you're having the conversations you're hearing the conversations that I'm having. I'm learning so much about Hoosiers doing inspiring things.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. And I'm somehow figuring out how to get paid on that. And like do that for a job. Like, I don't know. I just love it, dude. It's so great. And when I'm 60 years old, I hope I'm still hosting some sort of show. I hope I'm still hosting the Get In podcast.
Yeah.
That would be, if I could do this in some form or fashion for forever, sign me up. It'd be amazing.
No, I will say, like, in the short time that I've been doing my show, the conversations I've had in this room alone, like, have been groundbreaking for me personally. And kind of to go off that, like, what has been the thing that has shocked you most, like, in this time where you've dedicated, now it's like, this is what you do. Like, what you do is you bring attention to the things that are special about Indiana. What has shocked you the most in doing your research? So, like, whether it's like you found a small city, you found something that's different, like, what have you found about Indiana that, like, really, truly makes it stand out?
I think that what would shock you, despite the loud voices that you hear on the internet that, like, talk smack about Indiana, the silent majority, 90+% of people freaking really care about this place. Really care about their home. And I think that a lot of the dialogue is like rural versus urban, like Indy versus rural northern Indiana, or like the rolling hills of southern Indiana. And it's like, I'm starting to see like a lot of people are willing to explore different parts of their state and like change the way they talk about it a little bit. So I think the thing that's really impressed me is like I'm not crazy. Like there's a reason 100,000 people will watch a video. Like there just hasn't been a lot of that content before. But it doesn't mean there's not. Like there's clearly a consumer base that like to watch videos about the state of Indiana and like learn new things. There just hasn't been people doing it before. And so I think, what surprised me is there are like other Hoosier psychos out there that want to learn about their state. I mean, there are so many little pockets that are just fabulous that I've really enjoyed. Like, I love going in and just like sitting down and asking questions with like the historian of Memorial Stadium in Huntingburg. This is like a gym.
The what?
Memorial Gymnasium. Sorry, not stadium. Memorial Stadium's where IU plays. Memorial Gymnasium in Huntingburg is this historical gym. They have a board that has the top 10 games that have ever been played there. And like the guy still remembers. Like the guy we talked to still remembers all those games. Scott Rowland, current MLB Hall of Famer, like he played for Jasper and they played Forest Park and Forest Park won, but Scott Rowland scored 47. And like that's still like one of the top games on there. Like he still remembers it. He's like, I was sitting right here for the game. And the way he talks about that, like people just have pride in where they're from. And like I could just I'm just fascinated. I could learn a million things about the state of Indiana and never get bored. Like I just spent the weekend up in South Bend. I did the whole, and granted, I'm like a little bit of a weirdo now because I love history. So I learned like the history of what made Newt Rockne famous. Do you know that? Do you know Newt Rockne?
I have no idea.
Newt Rockne is like a legendary Notre Dame coach.
Newt Rockne.
Newt Rockne? Oh, dude, as a football coach, you got to know Newt Rockne.
Newt Rockne. Yeah,
dude, Newt Rockne is like Notre Dame lore. Like he was like, oh my gosh. He was like Lou Holtz before Lou Holtz.
Really? Yeah, I was about to say, I know Lou Holtz.
Way bigger than, I would say.
Bigger than Lou Holtz?
I don't know. Let us know. Who's bigger, Lou Holtz or Newt Rockne?
Wait.
Who's the most iconic Notre Dame football coach of all time? What does that say?
Newt with a K. Oh, Jesus. K-N-U-T-E.
Yeah, his parents were born in Denmark, Sweden, somewhere up there, and they immigrated over here when he was like 4 years old. So he added it used to be just N-U-T, or no, maybe K-N-U-T, R-O-K-N-E. And then they added the E at the end. They added the E and the K. But Newt Rockne. And then he died in a plane crash when he was in his 40s. And that's what he won 3 national championships at Notre Dame in 13 years. And then he was, dude, they were naming cars after this guy. The Rockne 6 from Studebaker.
What?
So then I did the whole Studebaker exhibit to learn more about them. They're a 100-year-old manufacturer. So here's a fun fact for you. Back in the late 1800s, mid-1800s, mid to late, there were like roughly 5,000 wagon manufacturers, like people that made wagons. Not station wagons. I'm talking like horse and wagons.
Yeah.
Studebaker is one of the only wagon companies, that successfully transitioned to automobile manufacturing.
Really?
5,000. They are like one of the thing said they are one of the only companies that successfully transitioned. Out of 5,000 companies, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
They went on to, make a bunch of cars out of South Bend, Indiana, and then ultimately went bankrupt. But like, it's this whole like these just like interesting pockets of industry that makes up these places in Indiana, like the history of Eli Lilly and Colonel Eli Lilly, and it was actually Lilly's son who like really blew the thing up with penicillin. Like, I don't know, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. No, I will say like it's been a different experience for me, and it's really been like a gift to know that like the place where I'm from has so much history, so much good history here, and not just good history, but like the trajectory of where we're going. Like this year alone has been crazy for the state of Indiana. Like
if the Fever win tonight, we're on a.
They're going to the finals.
No, they got to win tonight.
Yeah, if they win tonight, they go to the finals.
Yeah, this is game 5. They have to win tonight, and they're going to the finals. And then our WNBA team, our NBA team, like the Indiana Hoosiers are hot.
Yeah, Colts are doing good too.
Yeah, we really needed that one. But, it happens.
It happens.
Sometimes.
Ain't nothing wrong with 3-1. I'm not even a Colts fan.
Yeah, but I am now. Like, I like watching them now. Like the city,
I do like watching them.
city's just better when the Colts are winning. The city's just better. Do you remember that run? The Pacers run.
Yeah.
Freaking people were just happy. I've
never seen anything like that here.
Dude.
Never seen it.
That club was going up on a Tuesday. Let's go.
Yeah.
Like, it was sick.
Yeah.
The place is just better when your sports teams are. It's like May and Indianapolis. May and Indianapolis is unbeat anywhere.
You said Maine?
May.
Oh, I said Maine. I was like, Maine.
The month of May in Indianapolis is hands down the greatest month.
What we got going on?
Dude, the Indy 500. The Pacers were hot this year.
Yeah.
The Fever had like just gotten around, like get back and start things up again. Like it is just the greatest month. The weather is like really starting to turn by then.
Yeah.
Dude, you can't beat it.
Yeah.
Unmatched.
Because what really started my like arc of defending the state of Indiana is my mom's born and raised in San Diego. So I used to go there all the time. So I started going there. I started traveling to states like Florida, Texas a little bit in the South, and but like more on the West Coast. And everywhere I went, I was like, Indiana sunsets.
Cotton candy?
I will make this claim, and like, I don't know if you're going to agree with this, but I think Indiana is top 10 in sunsets. Top 10. Easily.
Top 10 to 8-10.
Now, if you're talking about, top 10 to 8-10, I used to say top 5, but they kicked me out of that one. But like, if you take out.
Top five.
But like San Diego, like that's top 2, it ain't 2. But you talking about like, after like Florida, Chicago, only Chicago, not Illinois, only Chicago. But after that,
bro, Indiana sunsets,
man.
They're fire.
Every night I'm looking, I'm like, dang.
And Indiana's actually at a really good spot if you're in the Eastern time zone, because we are the last leg of the
Before
Eastern
Central.
time zone. Yeah. So like the sun sets at the same time, but it's later.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Same time, but it's later.
So like whatever the sunset, like look up like today. What time is sunset in New York City? Sunset's at 6:39 p.m. in New York.
6:30.
What time is sunset in Indiana? 7:28.
So it's an hour later, but it's the same time zone.
Same time zone, but you get an extra hour of sunlight.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, no,
like
that does
if
make
you're an
sense.
early riser, see, I like it when it's dark when I wake up. But if you're an early riser, like I'm sure that the sun rises at 5:30 there and 6:30 here.
In
but
Chicago, the sun comes up at like 6 a.m.
It's so close to us, but it's like an hour apart.
Yeah. No, I will always claim that. Every night I'm like, dang, it's like art. It's like just painted on the sky.
Yeah,
now,
man.
Sunset Cliffs, San Diego, unbeaten. Colorado sunsets, pretty good. Florida, but you got beaches and mountains. Like, you cheating. We just got the sky. That's all we got. We got the sky.
It's not a sky set. It's a sunset.
It's a sunset.
It's not a mountain set. It's not a beach set.
It's not a beach set.
It's a sunset.
It's not a Chicago skyline set. It's a sunset. We got the sunset.
Amen, dude.
But no, I won't keep you much longer here. But I just wanted to make that claim to see if you agreed.
Perfect. No, I was just checking, making sure the calendar was good. We're good.
Yeah. No, you're good.
We're golden.
But one, really interesting to hear your story. Had no idea that you weren't actually born here. And I feel like that's a deeper conversation, because I just had a guest on that talked about identity, and he's also adopted. And how kind of like that shaped his childhood, his identity growing up, and how he's in search for that now. But I will shove that to the side and kind of shift this to more like what your platform talks about. And I wanted to ask you, what has been your favorite hidden gem in the state of Indiana?
Such a great question. It's like everyone always asks me that. What's your favorite? Like, there's so many. There's been so many good ones. I think that we just had one that was really good. It was Martell Forest up in Lafayette.
Forest.
Yeah, it's like a 6-mile loop. The trail up there is, and you gain 1,000 feet of vert.
Really?
In 6 miles. Yeah, in Indiana, in Lafayette. It's great. So if you're training for like a trail run or, you know, a long hike, you can train there. Like you'll get 3,000 feet in 18 miles. So that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
That one has been good. We just had people talking about Story Inn down near Brown County. Like
Story Inn.
Yeah, it's like this old school saloon, bar, restaurant thing. It's like it's just an experience. You got to go. There's been different lakes. Like, I mean, there's just been so much good stuff. Like my hidden gem is Journey's End up in Bourbon. It's our hometown dive bar.
Is it Journey's End?
Journey's End.
Journey's End.
Journey's End. It's just like, is there anything that like, is it special to everyone? Like, no. Is it special to me? Yes. Like, and it was really cool. We worked with Rare Saint Whiskey in St. Elmo and got to do a little pop-up event there.
Wow.
Where we had raised the guy. So my hometown got hit by a tornado. We raised $27,000 to give back to the city to help them rebuild the baseball field, and we did a pop-up event with St. Elmo and Rare Saint where we were serving shrimp cocktail in my hometown dive bar, and we were serving fancy bourbon.
St. Elmo's to go to Bourbon, Indy.
Yeah.
How far of a drive is that?
2. Like a little over 2.
2 hours to Bourbon, Indiana.
Yeah, in their Mercedes Sprinter van.
Wow.
Like, talk about having great partners. Shout out to the crew. And they went with us and hung out and served, and we had such a good time.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. And that place is just special to me.
Yeah.
So that's always my hidden gem is Journey's End.
Yeah. Nah, I'm trying to discover if I have one yet, because none of mine are like hidden. I haven't
That's the classic line.
I haven't dug deep into like.
I always ask people, what's your hidden gem? They're like, well, I don't know how hidden it is. And like, well, then it's not a hidden gem.
Yeah, it's not a hidden gem. Because mine would be like the garage. It's not.
That's not hidden.
Not at all. Not hidden.
There's a little spot in Westfield.
You said there's a spot in
I
Westfield?
said, I don't know. Is there? Like,
well,
there's some good spots on Park Street.
I love Birdies.
Birdies is sweet.
It's not hidden though. I love Birdies.
I mean, it's hidden to people not from Westfield.
True.
If you're in Westfield and you drive, is it 32 right there?
Yes.
That main, it's not hidden to.
Yeah.
It's not hidden to Westfieldites, Westfieldians,
Shamrocks.
Westfieldians.
Shamrocks.
Well, Shamrock. Well, yeah, Shamrocks is the high school, but like, what do you call a resident of Westfield? Westfieldians. We're saying that you are now Westfieldians.
Please.
Yeah.
Don't
call them
call me
Westfieldians.
that.
Come on. But like, I would say it's hidden to people within 465.
True.
They don't know if they know about it. Like, what's that other little spot? Grand Junction Brewing.
Grand Junction Brewery.
That's a pretty little solid spot.
I ain't even
barn.
never been there.
You ain't been there?
I drive past. It's right by the high school. I just drive past. Like,
Bro,
why is
stop in there for a beer.
It's right across the highway.
It's also interesting that the brewery shares a building with a church. Hey, we're here for it, dude.
And as soon as I was like, you know what?
Hey,
I'm
you
going
got,
to do
it's
that.
a short little jaunt over of like you gotta apologize for the things you do on Saturday on Sunday, right? Come on.
Roll right into the next day.
Yeah, come on.
No. Urban Vines. I love a winery. I love that spot.
Yeah.
That's a nice spot.
That's a solid little spot. There's some good spots in Westfield.
There's some good spots. And Westfield is just growing up.
Oh my gosh, yeah. The whole Park Street, Restaurant Row, like there's some cool stuff.
Yeah. Okay. On to the next one. What has been one of, if not your favorite, small town breakdowns?
Bro, you cannot sleep on Du Bois County.
Du Bois County.
Du Bois County. It's down where Jasper is the seat. Like, Jasper is cool, Huntingburg is cool, and Ferdinand was cool. Like, they were, I don't know. That little pocket of Indiana is just doing some stuff right. Jasper is, it's a bigger, but it was super cool to go in there and hang out. They had like an upscale cocktail bar. They have the very iconic Schnitzelbank, which is it's a German restaurant. It's fire though. You got to get the salad bar. Don't ask why. Just do. Just do. Just trust.
Trust.
Then we went over to Huntingburg, which is where League Stadium is and Memorial Gym. League Stadium is where they filmed A League of Their Own.
Really?
The movie about the Rockford Peaches. You know, like the women's baseball, like all the men go to war, women play baseball.
What? No.
You ever Tom Hanks? There's no crying in baseball.
No.
You never heard?
Never seen it.
Bro, it's
You
like
said a league of its own?
a league of their own. And it's all about like when the men go off to war, they build this women's baseball league, and then they end up just being tough. And it's great. Tom Hanks is the coach. It's got
That's awesome.
Oh my gosh, Madonna, Rosie O'Donnell, Dina, Diane, what's her name?
1992.
Who's
Gina Davis?
Gina Davis. That's who I was thinking of.
Petty, Rosie O'Donnell, Madonna.
It's a fire movie.
Megan
It's like the
Cavanaugh.
top-selling baseball movie of all time.
No, it's not.
Look
No
up top.
way.
Look it up.
No way.
What is the top-selling baseball movie of all time?
Bro, you and Siri are just going at it today.
Highest
Shoot, a league of their own, $40 million.
grossing baseball movie of all time.
Moneyball.
107 million dollars for a league of their own. Highest grossing movie of all time for baseball.
Wow.
Filmed right here in Huntingburg, a town of 6,500 people. The Hollywood of the Midwest, some are calling it.
And nobody will tell you that.
Yeah. So their high school baseball team plays there. They have a summer league team there too. Huntingburg was sick. Ferdinand, a little tiny little. There's a monastery there, a monastery Immaculate Conception, which has been rocking like I mean, this is like a Catholic thing. It, like they were a school for a long time, and they've had sisters there for 100+ years.
Yeah.
It's just a cool little space. So I would say check out our videos that we dropped from Du Bois County.
Yeah. Yeah. Last question.
Yeah, ma'am.
What is your favorite Indiana food that is not a pork tenderloin?
Favorite Indiana food that is not a pork tenderloin. My favorite Indiana food that is not a pork tenderloin. I have grown really fond of. I'm gonna give you like an answer that is new and an answer that is old.
Okay.
The answer that is new. I've grown really fond of St. Elmo shrimp cocktail. Like it just like smacks you in the
kicks
face
every
it just
time.
smacks you in the face a little bit, but I love it.
Yeah.
And old. To me, like when grandmas make chicken and noodles. Like with the mashed potatoes with the chicken and noodles over top, like it was just an iconic.
I don't think I've ever had that.
Oh, dude. You know, maybe it's like a rural thing, you know, like, but my grandmas would make
I
both
would
of
never
them.
think to put chicken and noodles on
Yeah,
mashed potatoes.
chicken and noodles over mashed potatoes is phenomenal. So good, it just tastes like home. It's
Interesting.
like kind of like a chicken noodle soup over mashed potatoes type thing. So good.
Interesting. Well, Nate, this has been a fantastic episode, man. I learned a lot about you, a lot more about your background, but also just kind of your drive to really find your passion. I think you have. And I appreciate you taking the time to be on this show. Thank you all for listening. Please, if you haven't already, like if you found me, you definitely have checked out Nate. But if you have not, please check him out. The Get In podcast. He speaks on Hoosiers, stories, and really bringing some really good attention to the state of Indiana. But appreciate you guys being here. Appreciate you being here.
Heck yeah. Remember to like, subscribe, leave 5 stars, do the whole thing. This is awesome, dude. Like
I need to start doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're crushing it. Keep up the good work. Like I love people that are willing to like come up with ideas, do all your research, and then execute.
Yeah.
Like we talked about this. You said, I want to start a podcast. And here you are. You've done it.
Here we are, man.
Let's go.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of people say, like, oh, I want to start a business. Starting a business, not hard. Pretty easy. Anyone can start a business. It's growing a business and keeping a business.
That's
what you gotta
the hard part, especially a podcast. Listen, tune in. But thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Peace out.
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Dude, that was fun. You crushed. Do you bring in your own plants?
No, those are already here. That's across the hall.